This is a detail from an evening gown I'm making at school for a customer, and I have made those button loops from scratch. So they are made of the same fabric as the cuffs, and in this video I'm showing you how that happens. Now for start with the button loops, you're going to need a diagonally cut strip of fabric. Diagonal is 45-degree angle, so you can see here and here I have drawn this line. It goes all the way up there because I'm going to make a really long strip, and this isn't going to be easy to turn the right side out, but hopefully I can make it work. So, and this is the right side of fabric, and as it's this shiny fabric and smooth, that's gonna help turning it the right side out, because when I'm turning it, it's going to be two surfaces of this side sliding against each other, and it should work better than if it was this side, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, this is 2 centimeters wide. The line I have drawn isn't quite even, so I'll need to just when I cut this, I need to make sure it's the same width all the way. But even if it isn't quite, it's not going to be a really big problem, but it's best if it's the same width all the way, because then the seam allowances are going to be what fills the tube, and if there's narrower seam allowances in some places, it's going to feel looser and then more filled in other places. So yeah, you should try to get even width, and the first time you make something like this, just take a short piece and try that first, just so you can understand how to make this and practice turning it the right side out, because that's absolutely the hardest part of the process. But now I'm going to cut this, and then I'll explain how to sew this. So now I have cut the strip, and the next step is folding it with this glossy side inside. Just fold it like this, and then sew a couple of millimeters from the fold. And you need to be really careful with that, so you need to keep exactly the same distance from the edge in all places, because if you go too close to the fold, it's going to be really hard to turn this the right side out. So 2 or 3 millimeters from the fold, and you just sew from the beginning to the end. And here at the start, you might want to start from the edge and go towards the fold, and then when you're the right distance from the fold, then turn and start going along the fold to 2 or 3 millimeters. And let's see, I'm going to sew this next, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, I have sewn all this, and here here you can see how the beginning it starts near the edge and then goes closer to that fold. This is going to help getting this inside this tube, and it's probably this bit is going to be unusable, but that doesn't matter. There's going to be quite a lot of this once it's finished, if I manage to make it. And here I have a really long needle. This is doll needle, so this is extra long, and now I'm going to attach a long piece of thread to this end. You better use very strong thread, because if this gets stuck when you're turning it the right way around, you may have to pull quite a bit. Now it's let's put a third one just in case, so it will stay there. And now, let's see, where is that thread? Okay, then you take the blunt end of the needle and just push it there, and then just go all the way to the other end, so you can get hold of that thread. And this is absolutely too long. I managed to make a piece that was about half this length when I was making those blue ones. That was hard, but now I just want to see if I can make one that is long. Okay, now just pull through here, and I can take this needle off, so it's going to be easier to handle. And then here on the other end, just need to pull this, all of this thread in there, and it's a bit difficult to get hold of this, it's so long. I need to pull it so that it pulls the end inside, and you can actually use this the blunt end of the needle and just push this end in there. That's not easy, but it'll start going there easier if you push it there. And then just need to pull. Yeah, this is going to be a bit difficult because this is so long. Okay, if you hold it like this tightly, then you can get it. And now the end it's here, so it's starting to go in there. And now the idea is that you just pull this. Yeah, it's better to hold it here and then just okay, that's a bit narrow part, but it's going through. Yeah, just pulling it here and taking it around your fingers, and it's going to it definitely helps to have this smooth fabric. It glides better. Just pulling it a little bit at a time. The end, it's here now, and just let's try to just straighten this a bit. But once you manage to pull the end forward, it's easier to then just straighten that part here. Yeah, this is going quite nicely. And once again, it's gathering here, so let's just straighten that. Okay. Where is it? Let's just pull this here. A firm grip at the thread. And pull this. At this point, I'm just pulling this so I can get the end out from this other end, and now it's coming out, and that means it's going to be a lot easier because it's easier to just grab this, because the thread may snap, but when you get hold of this end, it's not going to snap. You can just, okay, let's see, I'll just remove that thread, it's just disturbing me there. So now I'm just pulling it straight again. At this something it's not going to. Okay, now it continues, so a little bit at a time, just pulling it through. And it's really amazing how thin tube you can make this way. It's so, if let's see here, you can see how it's just a couple of millimeters, and the result is going to be really nice when you make it this thin. But just turning this around probably would be quite hard with different kind of fabric, but here the fabric, the surface, it's so smooth that it's just glides. The only problem is here at this end, just getting all these seam allowances to go in that really small hole. But once it's in there, it glides nicely. As you can see, this rest is going really smoothly. So now it's all finished, and it's really the seam allowances, they fill that tube, so it feels really firm. It's basically, it's like well, what's it? I don't remember. Once again, I don't remember the right word, what I was going to compare this to, but just sort of, yeah, ribbon, sort of round ribbon. It really resembles that. It's round and it's even thickness and feels really firm, but like I said, the ends aren't going to be usable, so this one probably needs to be cut around here. And let's see what the other end looks like. Yeah, that one needs to be cut around here, but it still leaves me, I'm not quite sure how much, but I'd say there's about 1/2 meter of this usable. I'm not sure. I think I'll need to make another one, because the thing I was planning to use this for, it's going to need another one of these. So, but now I know it works. Really, no major problems. It's fairly easy to turn the other way around. You just need to make sure to stay the same distance from the fold. Don't make it too narrow. If it's too narrow, you're gonna snap the thread when you're pulling it through. So it needs to be exactly the right 2 millimeters, 3 at the maximum if you have the 2 centimeter strip. Of course, if you can make it like wider, but if the strip is wider, you need to go a bit farther from the fold. So I'd say if it's 3 centimeters, I'd go about maybe 3 or 4, 3.5 millimeters from the fold. The best thing really is to just experiment. Take short pieces and experiment with different widths of the strip and different distances from the fold, and you'll find the one that suits you best. I knew this because I already made the button loops for the dress, and this is just because I wanted to try really long one. Yes, this is going to be a closure mechanism. Well, not really closure. I'm thinking of making a vest and putting eyelets instead of the side seams, and then putting this through the eyelets as a decoration. So there won't be a side seam, there will be eyelets and this band going through them. At least that's the plan, and we'll see what becomes of that.